What's going on, Syncro? Today we're going to cover how to set up QuickBooks Online, and we're going to go through the wizard so you can see how straightforward it is to get up and running with QuickBooks Online inside of Syncro. So to get things started, first click More and then Admin, or if you just have the Admin tab, go ahead and just click Admin. You'll be brought to a screen that looks something like this, and then over on the left you'll see App Center. Click into that. Once on the App Center page, you're going to want to scroll and click on the QuickBooks Desktop /Online button. From here, you're going to be presented with two options. On the left, QuickBooks Online, Desktop on the right. In this case, we're doing QuickBooks Online. You will then get prompted to enter your credentials. I've already done so for the sake of the video. You'll then also be asked to verify the connection. You're going to want to hit Connect. There will be a verification step that goes on. The window will then go away and you'll be taken back to the Syncro page and you'll see this connected message right here. At that point, click Sync Settings and we're going to go into the QuickBooks Wizard. The QuickBooks Wizard is meant to try and make this as easy as possible to get up and running. So the first step you encounter is your tax rates. On the left, you're going to have all of the tax rates in Syncro that you've set up. On the right, you're going to have a drop down for each individual tax rate that is going to show your QuickBooks tax rates within the drop down. You're just going to want to do your best to match them up. If you haven't set tax rates up in Syncro yet, that's all right. There's a new tax rate button here just to show you the drop down, what that kind of looks like. Again, just do your best to match it up. One thing to note here is if you goof up on a step at all, you can always go back into the QuickBooks settings after the fact and change anything in there. So don't stress out too much if something gets messed up. Step 2, if you have any 0% tax rates, it's at this stage where you're going to want to tell Syncro what that tax rate is in QuickBooks Online. Then hit Next. Step 3, this is where you're going to choose your what's called default QuickBooks item code. And basically what this is it's a kind of placeholder that will be selected and passed over to QuickBooks whenever you have, say, like a part order or a non-inventory or /product that you're selling to your user or your client. In this case, the dropdown is going to contain a list of all of your QuickBooks items. You're just going to want to again select one here and then hit Next to move on to the next step. Step 4 is where you can apply payments, step 4 is where you choose the account in which you want to apply payments to in QuickBooks. Again, from the dropdown, you're going to just want to select any of the applicable accounts that are available from QuickBooks. In this case, it's often undeposited funds. Some folks have a customized version. We'll go with undeposited funds. Step 5 is where you choose your accounts payable account. Just like the previous step, you'll click in here and choose the most applicable account you have set up in QuickBooks. It's usually just accounts payable. That's a default account within QuickBooks itself. Hit Next, and then you'll be brought to your credit cards mapping section. On the left, you're going to see any payment methods you have set up, and then on the right, you're going to see a click to add where you will choose from any of your QuickBooks payment methods so that they're mapped together so that when a payment syncs, the correct payment method will also be selected in QuickBooks. Again here, just do your best to match them up as you can. And I'll go through this real quick. Then let's hit Next. If, by the way, you don't see any payment methods showing here, this Import QuickBooks Payment Methods button with a click will refresh this list and you'll be able to choose any payment methods you may have. Step 7 is pretty straightforward. From here, it's asking if you want to turn on the invoice, payments, and customer sync. Typically, it's a yes, so we'll go ahead and turn that on. And then the next one is asking if you want to turn on your product sync. We also recommend doing this, so I'll turn that on. When you turn this on, you'll be asked to select from a variety of different accounts to choose from for when your products are created in QuickBooks. These behave just like the previous steps where you just click into the drop down and choose the most applicable account for those products. So let me select those and we'll jump to the next step. Alright, step 8 is where you can import your customers from QuickBooks. Now, we recommend doing this if you don't already have your customers in QuickBooks, because this ensures a one-to-one mapping for all of your customers that are already in QuickBooks. Now, if you have customers in Syncro that aren't in QuickBooks, the next time those customers have an invoice created and that syncs to QuickBooks, the customer will automatically get created. So you could choose to skip this step if you wanted to. Otherwise, just hit import QuickBooks customers and the import will start. Step 9 is very similar to the previous step, except this time you're importing your inventory if you have that stored in QuickBooks. Same thing is applicable as the previous step. If you already have an inventory in Syncro, that will sync over as it's added to invoices. If not, we highly recommend, just to ensure the one-to-one mapping, that you import your products if you've been tracking them. When you're done with that, hit next. And the final step is just like the previous two, but this time for vendors. The QuickBooks integration does allow purchase order creation, in which case you'll need your vendors attached to your purchase orders, so this can be handy as well. When you're all done, click Finish, and you will be taken to the QuickBooks settings page. This is an overview of everything we just did, and like I mentioned before when we started the wizard, if you goofed anything up, not a big deal. You can come back in here and all of the options are available to change the settings, to remap tax rates, to remap payment methods, and to import customers, products, and vendors. If you've made it here, you're all set and you're ready to start syncing invoices. I hope this was a helpful video, and I'll see everyone in the next one.